Hello, YouTubers. It is that time where it is time to start thinking about Christmas, and I'm going to say that time applies to whenever you watch this video because I start preparing for Christmas all the way in January of each year. So whenever you're watching this is the perfect time to start thinking about Christmas. So this is my Christmas 2018 budget, and this is the template that I use to figure out how much money I want to put into each slot for all of the things that I'm budgeting for Christmas. So here are the things that I'm thinking about. I hope that this can help you start thinking about how much money you want to allot to Christmas and how much you want to budget for each person and for all of the things that are associated with the season of Christmas. So at the top here I have my title, and I have these columns. I have who it's for, what the item is, where we purchased it at, which is the vendor, the price that was paid, and the destination. I do this destination mostly for my purposes, like is it going in the sock, a Christmas sock, is it going under the tree, is it a Santa gift? So this is for my organization. Some of these are going to be things like the destination might be my husband's work party, or it might be a neighbor gift or something like that. And then over here is the budget category. My husband is Eddie, and I have budgeted for my husband and I that we each get $200 at Christmas. My total Christmas budget is $1,000. And we have set aside $200 for each other. And as I said, I start preparing for Christmas in January. Actually, I think my Christmas budget, let me double check. It might be $1,200. Sorry, I'm just going to add all these things up really quick. All of these line items. Yeah, okay, I apologize for that. Yes, my Christmas budget is $1,200 because I just do a simple $100 a month goes to Christmas, and I started that in January. That's the budget that works for me, as I just set $100 each month for Christmas. Okay, in January I did some clearance shopping at Michael's, and I bought headbands for all of us. They're super cute little headbands. I think my husband's was like a Rudolph headband. Mine was a headband that has like a gift box on it, but I thought these would be really cute to put in our stockings, and so I bought those ahead of time. And so out of our budget, I have $200 budgeted. So far for my husband and I, I've only spent $2.19 in each of these accounts. These numbers right here, the price category, will add up as we make purchases. I don't have a ton of stuff, line items in mine, because my husband's going to keep track of his own spending with his $200 for my Christmas gifts, so he won't be putting it in the spreadsheet. This is my spreadsheet for our family. And so that is how this works. So when this number down here shows $200 or close to that, that's when I know that we have spent all that we spend for each other for Christmas. My son right here, again, I did a lot of clearance shopping in January, and I have designated $50 for him. He will just be, he'll be a little over 1.5 years old at Christmas time, and we're taking advantage of the fact that children that age are very interested in simple things, and so we've only budgeted $50 for my older son and my younger son. My younger son will be, they're about 10.5 months apart, so I don't know how old they'll they're 10.5 months apart. They're really close in age. They'll both be under 2 years old at Christmas time. So we've budgeted $50 for them. Our dog's name is Tax, and he has a $5 budget. I did get a clearance PetSmart toy for him. I put his budget really low because I am getting a ton of toys for him. If you've seen some of my other videos, our PetSmart dumpster, guys, I dumpster dive in my PetSmart dumpster because they put brand new products in there all the time, and I just walk over the dumpster and I get all my dog food that way. I have a year's supply of dog food. I have, we've gotten leashes and dog bowls and like pet stain remover, and I've gotten stuff from my neighbors. Anyway, so I lowered his budget. His budget was higher at the beginning of the year, and then I lowered it way down because we're going to get a ton of stuff for him just from the dumpsters that we'll save for Christmas. Okay, this column right here, these are the people in our family and friends that we budget for. So I just have the amount in parentheses so that I know how much I want to spend on each of these people. And over here is the column that we have designated for spending. So we have, my family has a family gift, Eddie's family has a family gift where we just draw names for our brothers and sisters, and we have parents and grandparents factored into all of this section right here. So these are the additional people in our family. This section right here are additional, actually I should say these are just friends, or this is just family, and this right here is our friends and neighbors. So my husband's work gift, he has 4 people right now that he typically buys for. However, we don't know if he'll actually have that job still in December. He is expecting a job loss. We're thinking through November. However, one of the employees he works with just quit, so that might mean that he gets to stretch out his job a little bit longer. And I haven't allotted a certain amount to each of these people yet because I just don't know right at this point how much. I know that we need to be under $25. I've already spent $7.54 for my neighbor gifts. My neighbor gifts are done for the holiday season because I bought clearance for their gifts, and then I will just do some treats that go along with those. And most of these, like my husband's work, we'll probably just make him some fancy Christmas cookies and candy to take to work. And then he has some friends, and we typically spend about $5 on our friends. And then I will have usually there's like a book club gift that we kind of get. So we might need to beef up this budget a little bit, but I think if we're under in other areas, we'll be able to do that. Christmas pajamas I've put in this budget because I do like the idea of having those fancy Christmas pajamas that you open on Christmas Eve and that your kids wear to bed and your family wears to bed, so that on Christmas morning when you take pictures you have the cute pajamas that everyone's in. So we budgeted $70 for that. Cards and ornaments section. If you watched one of my videos before, I didn't budget in Christmas ornaments, but I do like to get the collectible ornaments from Hallmark. And so what I actually did is I reduced the budget I have for my parents because we're actually giving them something else that I will tell you guys about, something that we won. And it's a very big surprise thing. So when the time comes, I will tell you more about that. But because we are giving them less, I was able to designate about $80 to go towards my ornaments fund. And so the things that I have budgeted for beyond, so we have pajamas, but also things that come in the holidays. We do holiday pictures, and so I designated $100 to get our family pictures done. I've designated $70 to buy cards and $30 for stamps and $80 for ornaments. So this leaves this category $280. And charitable giving, this is a big part of Christmas, and there's so many needs that come around at Christmas time. And I'm not necessarily planning what we're going to do with our charitable giving, but a lot of times I let the season kind of go as it may, as people, you hear stories about different people around you who have different needs. It's nice to have money set aside at the beginning of the season so that you don't feel like you're strapped for charitable giving, because that is kind of the true I feel like for me, more of the true meaning of Christmas is giving to others who are in need, and you don't want to feel stressed financially when you make a charitable gift. So these are just a few things to think about when you're doing your budgets for Christmas. I think when I first budgeted for Christmas, I only was thinking about gifts. I wasn't thinking about all the other things that are associated with Christmas, like ornaments and holiday cards and pajamas. And I didn't even factor in, I always forget my neighbor gifts. Like, those are such a last minute thought, typically. Like, you don't think about neighbor gifts, or like a little book club gift, or maybe if you do a white elephant gift exchange with your work, or any of those things are all great to put in your budget, because as you are getting into the holiday season, all those little expenses add up, and that's how people get into so much debt at Christmas time. Is there's this and that you need to buy, and that just these things pop up, and you end up spending way more than you budgeted. Last year, I thought we would spend $1,000, and we ended up spending $1,400. And that was before I created a spreadsheet and a budget. I just was thinking, this is about how much. And now that I'm tracking my Christmas spending, and I actually tracked it last year too, but now that I know things in advance, for example, if I get my pictures done in October, we can do it for about $100. But last year, because it was such a last minute thing for us to do pictures and cards, we spent $150. So there's just things that if you plan ahead and search for deals, you're going to save a ton of money so that you're not spending a ton of extra dollars. We actually, a big portion of what put us over budget last Christmas is we didn't set a budget for my parents, and we splurged on a gift for my mom. And we all, my brothers and sisters and I all went in on some with a gift, and we ended up buying her a Black Forest cuckoo clock, but my husband and I put a significant amount towards that cuckoo clock, and that put us over budget too, because we didn't set a limit on how much we wanted to spend. So this year we have limits for our spendings, and we've created a budget that I think would work for us. If there are things that pop up that are we want to spend a little bit more money on, I think where I would take that out of next would probably be the Christmas fund for myself and my husband. I think we would do fine if, each of us had $180 versus $200 for Christmas seems pretty generous, I think. However, because we've been on such a strict budget this year, saving for so many unexpected things and expected things, it seems like Christmas is a little bit of a time to treat ourselves. However, if we feel like there are needs in other places, I think we'd be more than willing to take the money from our accounts to supplement other areas. So this is our Christmas budget for 2018. I will do a budget report on this after Christmas, and all the line items are filled, and go over how we designated and delegated all of our money. But whenever you are watching this, it is time. It is time to set up that Christmas budget. If you haven't done it yet, it's time to start thinking about all of those little purchases that you plan on making. How much do you want to set aside for all those purchases? How much do you need to start saving now so that you have your savings goal for Christmas? As Dave Ramsey likes to say, Christmas isn't an emergency. It's something that you know is coming every year, so you should be planning for it with your finances. So I hope this video helps you. If you got some information from it that you can find handy, go ahead and give it a like. And if you haven't become a part of my YouTube family yet, I would love to see you as one of my members on this channel. And I hope you are having a fabulous day, and happy budgeting. Bye.